Yes, students. Welcome to the second video. Uh, in the first one, we talked about all the bases or basic elements of philosophy or research paradigm, starting from epistemology, then going into ontology, then leading into methodology, and ending at axiology. Now let's look at various paradigms. The first one to be talked, which started the whole debate of knowledge and how knowledge can be constructed and how knowledge can be attained. So this first one is considered or called as positivist paradigm. So let's look at that. What positivist paradigm is, how does it entail the elements of empiricism, and how can it incorporate the authority of science and scientific knowledge to be privileged one, to be significant one, and how does it entail objectivity to be the core basis of this element, and how can it talk further about the application of scientific principle in the whole fields of knowledge, and especially upon social sciences. So let's see that how French philosopher Auguste Comte, the positivist paradigm, and he defines it as a worldview to research which is grounded in what is known in research methods as the scientific method of investigation. He postulated the experimentation, observation, and reason based on experience are to be the basis of understanding of human behavior, and therefore the only legitimate means of extending knowledge and human understanding. So here you could see that according to this belief system, the only acceptable solution, the acceptable knowledge, the acceptable approach is experimentation. After performing experimentation in a laboratory, you observe certain things, and after observation, you apply your reasoning power, you apply your logic, and you apply your understanding, and you base what you think ought to be the basis of the understanding, the basis of human behavior, and how can those behavior be applied, and they could be considered as legitimate, they could be considered as important, and they could be considered as valuable. So this particular belief system or epistemology talks about the application of experimentation based method in its pure form. Scientific method involves a process of experimentation that is used for exploration, for observation, and to find out the answer to the questions as illustrated in figure 1. So you could see that where is the figure 1? It's down there. Let's look at that if we are able to find it, and if we are able to look at it, and then this is the one that asks a question, do background research, construct a hypothesis, and then test the hypothesis with the experimentation, and then you see that how the procedure steps you follow, they are validated, and then you find out the workable procedures, and then you see that how after analysis of the data it can be able to give you some kind of comprehension, it can be able to allow you to some kind of understanding, and then you could be able to draw the conclusion, and on the basis of those conclusion you find out some results, and those results could be aligned, could be in line to the hypothesis that you have undertaken for your study. On the basis, hypothesis is an intelligent guess which you undertake. It is a kind of replacement for research question and research objectives that we have in social sciences, but in natural sciences it is the hypothesis that we use in order to understand, in order to investigate, in order to find out the answer to the problem that we entail. And then we look at the results, and then we align those results in line or not or partially in line, and then we look at that how that hypothesis is a workable hypothesis or it is a null hypothesis, and then we communicate those results in the discussion and through the you could see the analysis stage, and then it shows that how the worldview for chosen for the researcher which attempts to interpret observation in terms of the facts or measurable entities. And then you could also rely upon deductive logic, how you did use certain conclusion out of the situation, and how you apply your reasoning power in order to understand some of the truths and some realities and some thing concrete which you think can be applicable. And then you formulate those hypotheses, and on the basis of those hypotheses, then you after formulating them, you test them, those hypotheses, in the laboratory or upon the experimentation field, or wherever whatever the grounds you have selected in order to conduct those experiments. And then you offer operational definitions, and then mathematical equations, and then calculations, and then you extrapolate and then express, and then you uh, derive some conclusion. So you find out operational definitions, like you operationalize each thing, you find out definitions, the workable definitions that you intend to take in your research. And then after finding or formulating those, then you find out some coding, some code words are utilized, and into those codes you are able to find out the equivalent in terms of mathematics, and such as in mathematical scale, such as 1 to 100 or 1 to 10. You find out the IQ level, or you find out the capability level of the individuals, of the students, or of the population that you intend to investigate in your research work. Then you calculate, and then you look at those, and then you draw from those findings whatever you have found, and then you draw certain conclusion, and on the basis of those conclusions you carry on your discussion, or you carry on your data analysis in the next section. Then it aims to provide you the explanation and make a prediction that is based on the measurable outcome. So you could see that measurability is important in this method. You can measure things, things can be measured, things can be taken into consideration, and after those measurements you will be able to draw certain social analogies, like 1 to 10 boys are this type of stereotype, so you can put that number, or girls are these types of stereotypes, so you can put that number. And on the basis of that number, starting from 1 to 10, starting from that nominal scale from lower to the higher, you are able to find out certain conclusions, and on the basis of those conclusions you draw, or you stereotype, or you build some kind of assumption about human beings, about all those social phenomena. And then you are able to provide explanation, prediction upon measurements, and whatever you come, then